Welcome back to Game 2 of the FBA 2022 Championship. Jesse O alongside Alvin Delvey. Alvin, so good to have you here with me. Our starting lineups of the Central Florida Blazers and the Lakeland Royals as the ball gets tipped live and the Blazers recover first. So Marcus Pabin, Aubrey Daniel, Lyndall Brave, Cedric Jackson, and Z Jones to start things off for the Blazers as they get a quick turnover here at the beginning of this game. For the Lakeland Royals, that's Ivan Smith, Trey Natade, Tony Hershkovitz, Tyler Williams, and Cyrus Barnes. What are you looking for in this one?
Well, I'm looking for more of the same. Last game, obviously, as Natade gets a nice attack and finish at the basket, we saw Cyrus Barnes get active. We saw Ivan Smith do some things, Tyler Williams do a lot of facilitating. I expect to see a lot of the same from the starting cast for the Royals. However, for the Blazers, they have some new additions. Aubrey Daniels was not in their last game. He's a scorer, a true star for them, so I'm interested to see how he's going to handle the pressure that the Royals will bring.
Here's Cyrus Barnes, who flicks it to the right side. Smith just strong and Brave the rebound. Here come the Blazers going left to right. Cedric Jackson, who has been the most stellar player all season long for the Central Florida Blazers. One of the reasons they made it this far, as Pabin will take a three, and it'll hit off the backside of the rim. Here come the Lakeland Royals. So the problem with the Blazers in game one of this playoffs, Alvin, was the turnovers.
Easily, and right now with Pabon putting some elite pressure on Cyrus Barnes, he's trying to elicit a turnover of his own. But yeah, the turnover discrepancy was apparent as Cyrus Barnes knocked down a three last game. You mentioned earlier in the cast last game, he's not necessarily known for his three-point shooting, but obviously as he goes on a tear to start this one and he went on a tear in that last game, he shows that he can definitely let it fly from beyond the arc if he gets some space.
Jackson off the mark, Hershkovitz. Paul's in the rebound. Here comes Cyrus Barnes. Smith on the near side in the lane. Catch and shoot from Natade from 5 feet, no good, and here comes Pabin.
So good thing about that possession, Ivan Smith doing a good job of getting 2 feet in the lane and getting a nice easy shot for Natade.
So that's the first bucket for the Central Florida Blazers. It's Lyndall Brave, but another addition that we should talk about for the Central Florida Blazers in this one is Aubrey Daniel, as Pabin swats that one away from Hershkovitz.
Pabon does a good job defensively getting that block, and yeah, that's a great job noticing, Jesse, because what Aubrey Daniels brings to the court, to the offense, is a plethora of offense. He has multiple utilities in his, or weapons really, in his tool set. So he can get a bucket on his own, he can facilitate, he can get guys involved, and he forces the defense to collapse when he does attack. So it's going to help Cedric get isos on the block.
Barnes got a tip on that one from CJ. Barnes ahead of the pack for two. He's got 5.
He exploded in their last game, dropping 43 points, helping them get their first victory in this series.
And the first 2 buckets for the Central Florida Blazers are owned by Lyndall Brave.
And you see Coach telling them to get aggressive, not allowing them to set their offense up. They do a good job of moving the basketball around.
Natade will extend this one to a 9-4 game.
Nice 2-man game by the Royals. Let's see if they can lock down on defense.
Inside, another turnover by the Central Florida Blazers. Ivan Smith, a quick move inside, shoot off his defender, and just strong again. Both of his shots today have been a little bit strong. Maybe he's been spending time in the gym with David Thornton, and Z Jones slips down to the floor. And the ball's going back the other way.
Turnovers for the Blazers has been a big problem, and you hear Coach yelling at him as Natade gets a nice finish at the rack. Yelling at him to get back. If you remember last game, the Blazers just gave up. There was a possession where the Royals were able to just literally walk down to the rim and get an easy layup in the 4th quarter in the championship game. So Coach is trying to make sure that doesn't happen this one.
Pabin, a swish through the net from the outside.
Pabon's doing a good job of knocking them down early. Last game, he was an X factor for them, getting some timely threes and some defensive plays.
From the inside, here's Williams, guarded by Daniel. Very similar style of play between those two guys, too. Barnes for 3. So now he's 1 for 2 from beyond the arc. As he cuts that one off, another careless giveaway by the Central Florida Blazers. They've had problems with that all playoffs long. It started in their first game against the Winter Park Storm and has continued into the finals here in this one against the Lakeland Royals. Inside, CJ for 2.
That's where they're their best. When they're executing in transition, they can utilize their athletic ability and their athletic prowess running the lanes. However, they've stalled that by having so much turnovers and not allowing them to actually get into what they're accustomed to doing. But as long as they can sit back and let their defense create opportunities in the transition, they'll be just fine. But obviously, the Royals defense hasn't allowed that.
7 minutes, 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 2-point game, 11-9. Natade inside, back out, Cyrus Barnes. Underneath, goes baseline, off Natade last.
That's a great job by Z Jones. Obviously, a mismatch right there with Natade, but the ability to stay stout there, not allowing that to be easy points is hats off possession for the Blazers. Now let's see if they can convert that to points.
Daniel trying to go downhill. He's cut off, now goes right. Almost lost that one again. Steps back, puts it up, off the mark. Williams now with the rock in his hands. Smith to the right side. He got hot last game, had 24 points in game 1 of the finals. Turnover. Pabin back the other direction. Pabin pulls up for 3, and he hits. First lead of the game for the Central Florida Blazers. Pabin with 6 points.
Pabon doing a good job of knocking shots down. That's going to force this Royal defense to get extended, to get a little thin, creating some opportunities for Jackson and Jones to create havoc.
Williams up and under inside.
Speaking of wreaking havoc, Williams getting a nice up and under the drop. If you remember, last game he was facilitating. This game he looks to be more aggressive. Excited to see how that's going to turn out for him.
Jackson, the floater for 2.
Float games looking crazy. Jackson's getting it each and every way. Nice bucket by the Blazers.
Williams off on that one. Daniel from the far side. Z Jones wanted it in the corner. Now Daniel goes up, nothing to go. Barnes, stutter step inside and kisses it off the glass with the left hand. Cyrus Barnes has 7.
That's why this game is exciting. Both of these teams are excellent in transition, and the Royals are going to need some time.
So we're going to take some time as well. Be right back here in Game 2 of the FBA Finals on YouTube and Facebook Live.
In a world where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox, it's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
Back here in the first quarter, 5:15 to go. A 15-14 game. The Lakeland Royals on top by 1. Last basket of the game made by Natade. Oh, a nice move inside by Huff, but off the mark.
Huff was a huge spark for the Blazers in their last game. You just gotta love the intensity he brings to that offense. He's so glitchy, so electrifying. Excited to see what he's gonna do when he gets the opportunity.
The ball hit the rim.
Love the officiating crew here, really trying to make sure they get the call correct. And early on this game, I would say they've done a fairly good job. Game's been flowing, it's been moving.
It should be 24. It should be 24. Offensive rebounds. There was an offensive rebound. The ball, they got the They set the ball in bounds. That should be a 24. Go!
Daniels inside, up top to Jones for three, knocks it down.
Get back!
Good job closing out by Ivan Smith, but even better job by Z Jones to knock that down.
Z Jones in the playoffs averaging 20 points per game, but only had 8 in their first game loss against the Lakeland Royals. Smith a pump fake, a good give and go between him and Mitchell. And Smith still hunting for his first basket in this game. Had 24 in their last game, and 20 is what he's averaging in the playoffs. Z Jones inside, Hershkovitz knocks it away. And he was the one who touched it last.
Ideally, we would have some insight on that, but you know, our quarters limit my ability to see that portion of what just happened. So we'll go off of what happened previously and what I've liked. I've really loved the way that in the prior possession with Z Jones got his 3 to fall.
Pavin to switch through the net.
He was able to do something similar to what Pabon's just done, and that's get to your spot, comfortably rise up, and quick release regardless of the pressure that the Royals have put on early in this game.
The fadeaway from Natade. Rebound Huff. Huff pressing on the far side. And now we'll slow things down. Up top to CJ. Jackson with the rock in his hand, guarded by Smith. This is a great matchup, one we look for all season long, Alvin. Pavin from downtown. Daniel inside, fouled. He was the best player on the Pride last year, and now is with this Central Florida Blazers team playing in the finals.
Aubrey Daniels is just incredible. Obviously, like you mentioned, he was the best player for the Pride last year. But what he brings to this Blazer is just someone that you can just dump the ball to whenever the play is broken down. There's a lot of different offensive weapons this Blazer has. Z Jones, Cedric, you got Pabon really stepping in to stretch that court out. And you have a guy like Aubrey Daniels, it makes it easy to get plays to go, especially when guys are struggling. But once again, we got to go back to these free throws. We've seen Brick City from the free throw line the entirety of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be more of the same. Love that. Love when the broadcaster works against you in that fashion.
Fadeaway, good from the far side. Mitchell for 2.
Mitchell doing a great job defensively and stretching the court on the offensive side. Love that for the Royals.
Daniel far side, guarded by Kemar Harriet. Daniel around the traffic and banks it home from 1 foot away.
Travis Scott, Aubrey Daniels doing a good job attacking the basket and finishing strong throughout contact.
Natade lost that one. A crafty dribble by Natade inside to Pavin with the reverse and flicks it in. 25-18 game.
Pabon doing a great job running the court, and Aubrey Daniels once again sticking with the dribble and delivering an excellent pass. Gets the 2-point. That's a great way to end a transition.
Mitchell from downtown. Off on that one. And a loose ball foul with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Gio Achavito getting that offensive board. One of the smaller guys on the court with Z Jones. Should not be able to happen, but Lakeland Royals didn't do a good job boxing out there. Without their head coach, David Thornton, in this one, trying to figure out a way to solidify the victory, solidify the championship in his absence.
Smith from the left side tries to take a baseline. A good cutoff by Jones there. Natade out on the left wing, now back up top to Williams. And a cut inside, cutoff by Jones for the Blazers. So here's Z Jones taking his time. Jackson finding his way inside. Smith almost took that one away. And it goes out of bounds off Smith last. Central Florida Blazers ball.
That's one of the more exciting matchups in this game, Ivan Smith and Jackson, because both guys are so explosive. Both guys can leap out this gym. Ivan might have the upper hand in the vertical capabilities, but love how they go back and forth. They get to their spots and they can knock down difficult shots.
Williams to Mitchell on the right side.
And they put it cross court. Gio Acevedo, 3-and-D kind of guy. Daniel and Acevedo knocks that one away, and he'll get the steal. Through the traffic, they have numbers. Acevedo taking it coast to coast, but banking it off of the front side of the rim, not off the backboard, so did not go in. Still a 7-point game. The Central Florida Blazers are on top. From the baseline, outside, good ball movement here. Jones creating some room and putting it in.
That's a great job by Z Jones initially to start that possession, slow them down, get them into a set, and the ability to knock that shot down after creating that separation. That's a veteran right there.
Ivan Smith from the left wing. Ran into trouble there. Mitchell catch and shoot. And it seems like these roles have reversed. The Blazers last game were living and dying by the three, and now they're driving and kicking. And Z Jones wide open from the outside off the mark. But the Blazers settling for these threes early in the shot clock.
The Blazers are doing a great job. I feel like they have a nice coaching. They understand how important this game is, and they're really playing up to par. With the addition of Aubrey Daniels coming in, Z Jones really playing stout, really playing poised, and being a true leader out there. It's looking like the tides have been turned. And for the Royals, without Coach Thornton, it seems like they're a little lost. They aren't getting in mixes, and we get another turnover.
CJ the steal, and CJ the basket. 45 seconds left to go in the first period. It's an 11-point game already, Alvin. Acevedo inside. Harriet spinning underneath. Lost it off the Blazers' last.
Once again, getting into trouble, not getting into their sets and getting open looks. That's something that we're accustomed to seeing. Crisp ball movement and crisp finishing. Blazers doing a good job defensively.
Here's Huff, who was their spark plug last game. A good pass inside. Brave missed that one. Acevedo back the other way. 12 seconds left to go. From the charity stripe, he puts it in. Gio's first made basket of the game. 4 seconds left to go. CJ is going to get the last shot. Gives it left. Pavin blocked. That's how the first quarter is going to come to an end. It's a 9-point game, 29-20. The Central Florida Blazers currently on top in this one. Game 2 of the FBA Finals returns in just a few moments.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Back here on the floor, the Central Florida Blazers and the Lakeland Royals at home, who have the 1-0 advantage in the series, but are trailing by 9, Alvin. What went wrong for them in the first quarter?
Well, they really didn't show a clear sign of leadership. Their offensive possessions initially started off well, but then when the Blazers went on their run, they weren't able to counter that. That's something that we're going to see a lot in this game, similarly to what we've seen last game, the counters and how you react to the way that they're going to go on a run. How do you handle that, and how do you spur a run of your own? We need to see Lakeland go on one of their own.
From the far side up top, here's Barnes with a few crafty moves, so he gives it off to the outside. Williams now puts it up and misses everything. Jones around the traffic, all the way inside for 2. Jones with a lot more of an aggressive game in this one, only had 8 points in their last contest, and now has 7 here.
And really, if you remember that last game, how it finished in such a bad manner as there is a blocking foul on the floor. But as Herkovich obviously draws that one. But going back to last game, D. Jones had those crucial turnovers late in that game, and he wasn't able to will them the victory as he had to himself. You could see him put that on himself and put that on the forefront of his effort today, and he's playing incredibly.
Natade to the outside. Cyrus Barnes, who was hot last game. A loose ball foul.
And an interesting call there, because basically what Jones was doing in that situation was boxing out. So that call, a little difficult to coach in that situation. G. Jones giving you a little heckle there.
Yeah. I don't know any fouls. We're not the book. The book is over there. We're just the broadcasters. What?
That's one of the more interesting interactions I've seen on set in a very long time.
Okay, he's looking at me like I have any idea about stats or anything. I don't.
That's a great contest by Aubrey Daniels.
That one off the mark. Natade up the floor. Williams cruising inside for 2.
That's a good job. Williams does an excellent job of just leaking out after rebounds are secured. He's going to need to do a lot of that because they got to find some reason to get involved, get excited, and get on a nice run here.
Every time, when that ball goes up, if we don't put the rebound, we got to get back. Every time. Every time.
And right there, we're getting some key info from Coach Testall. And this is something that, growing up, Jesse, as a point guard or a guard in general, because, you know, nowadays, point guard and two guard, you're interchangeable. When a shot goes up, there always has to be someone back to defend against the initial effort on the fast break. So if there's two guys, you got to have your guard back because you need your bigs to crash. Now from there, everyone has to be hustling back because obviously the guard's not going to, you know, unless you got Derrick Rose and, you know, someone like that who can get up there and block some shots, you're not going to be able to hold off sustained effort defensively, so that's why you get your guys back. But initially, you want your guards to be back, and that's something that's imperative to stop a guy like Tyler Williams, who loves to leak out and initiate those fast break opportunities.
Lakeland down by 11. Inside, Hershkovitz brings it back to 9.
Herkovich is going to have a big game on the block. He's the biggest man on the court, and I think he plans on using that advantage.
Outside, there's a cash money 2 hit by Huff.
Huff doing a good job of catching it and knocking it down, but you gotta love the way the Blazers have been moving the basketball.
Hershkovitz missed it short.
Jones up top. Team back up by 11. Jones, a long one, puts the 3 in. Timeout on the floor, 38-24, a 14-point game, 9:16 left to go.
Bouillon burgers, fries, and shakes, Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
Hey, what is up, everyone? My name is Susie, and I'm a full-time partner streamer on Twitch.tv. I've made it my mission to help gamers win in every area of life. So whether it's helping you win in gaming by teaching the latest tips and tricks on whatever games you might be playing, helping you win in fitness through my daily fitness streams, or even just helping you win in your week, we're building genuine community, and we've got a place just for you. So I want to encourage you right now to follow me over at twitch.tv/SusieLive. I stream Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and we hope to see some of you soon.
Back here in a 14-point game, 9:16 to go in the second quarter.
You gave me the foul count last time. Don't do me like that.
I didn't. I couldn't have. I can't. I don't. I'm just broadcasting the game.
Oh, he's persistent.
Love
with
Z
it.
Jones.
So Jesse
Z Jones, part-time play-by-play, full-time scorekeeper apparently in Z Jones's book. Yeah, in Z Jones's book. Love watching him play. Another guy we love watching play, Trey Natades. 8 points for him.
And Clark on that one does an incredible job of staying with it. So skilled on that block. He can put the ball on the ground, but also, as you can see, he can peer away and get some space.
Jones off on that one. That one cut off by Daniel. Daniel, cruise control for 14-point lead.
Oh my.
Up top, Williams for 3, off the front side. Brave saves it back to Williams. Williams for 2.
Good job by Williams sticking with it and then getting that easy bucket to go. Got to find more ways to get easier buckets so that this offense can get rolling. Take care of the basketball, get good looks, and knock it down. That's exactly what the Blazers do.
Daniel missed it wide right. Smith, Natade, Barnes couldn't hang on to it.
And in a situation like that where you get the look you want and for it to be a turnover, an unforced turnover at that, that really hurts and stunts your growth as you try to tip into this 12-point deficit for the Royals. But for the Blazers, man, they are on fire. They came here to play. They're firing on all cylinders.
One thing worth note, Alvin, only 2 team fouls on the Blazers and only 1 team foul on the Lakeland Royals. Both teams doing a great job in this one. And there's Brave inside for 2.
They're getting all the way to the basket. That's something that we haven't seen.
And a bad pass. They wanted to give me a shot, apparently, in this one.
Yeah, you're a statistician. Now you're a three-point shooter as well. Check in.
I'm doing everything this game.
MVP, LeBron.
Yeah, I guess. CJ up top. He's guarded by Smith. Going left. From straight away. Good!
The Blazers are rolling. They're getting everything they want, getting 2 feet in the paint and kicking out to their shooters, and their shooters are knocking it down.
Ivan Smith off to the right. Foul. Inside.
He got him. He got his hand there. He got the ball, but he also got the hand. So I'm okay with that foul. But the Lakeland Royals have got to figure it out defensively, because the Blazers, they're able to get everywhere they want on the court. They're getting 2 feet in the paint. They're able to kick it to the shooters, and their shooters are wide open. That's what led to this 44-point onslaught we've seen thus far with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Once again, we go back to that free throw demon that just sits atop both free throws for both organizations. Inability to knock down free throws will come back to bite the losing team, most definitely.
It's a 16-point game at this point in time, and it's going to stay that. Huff, the floater. And a rebound by Barnes, taken away by Daniel. Daniel inside, puts it in. The addition of Aubrey Daniel to this team, Alvin.
Huge difference. And this is a situation where you would need Coach Daniel or Coach David Thornton to be there to make an adjustment, because, man, they need it. Right now, the Blazers are just rim running, and they're doing just that. They're blazing all over on defense, and they're blazing the transition, getting easy buckets to the lane. Aubrey Daniels has not been stopped yet.
6:30 to go here in the second quarter. Barnes from the left wing. Cross court to the right side. Williams, a good dribble in and missed it. He got his own rebound and the putback.
That's probably the most impressive thing that I'm seeing from Tyre Williams in this game, is the ability to shoot his shot but stick with it until it goes in. He's gotten multiple second chance opportunities just off of hustle and heart alone. Tyler Williams getting that to fall.
Back to a 16-point game. Inside, Huff in trouble, and he gets bailed out by a foul call.
Once again, I would like to offer some insight, but right side, can't see. Hate to see it, or not see it.
Yeah, you know, that's how it goes sometimes, Alvin.
It'd be like that.
That is how it goes sometimes. Here's CJ, the floater. Kemar Harriet, a big rebound. Halfway through the second quarter, 16-point game. Williams on the runner. Another one.
Elite finishing the basketball. Tyler Williams with another rim run and another up and under, making his impact on the game. Love this matchup once again.
That was off the heel of Ivan Smith last.
It looks like Ivan Smith is winning this matchup on this possession. They just go back and forth. That pendulum swings each and every possession with those two.
Timeout on the floor with 5:15 to go here in the second quarter, 46-32, as we're rolling along here in the 2022 FBA Finals.
Hey there, sweet thing. I've been waiting for you all day long. Ooh, dog.
Back here with 5:15 left to go in the second quarter. Jesse O. Alvin Delvey in a 14-point game. 46-32 is what we're working with, Alvin.
And really, the Blazers have just been cooking up until that point.
Smith inside, fouled. And one thing he does get a lot of the time is those fouls, and then it drops in, but hasn't been able to come away with any today. In fact, hasn't been able to come away with a single basket yet today.
This is good for him to get to the line and hopefully see something positive that he could utilize as a confidence boost to spur him on a nice positive run. But like you've mentioned earlier, this first quarter has been just snickle fits for their offense. The Royals scoring seemingly a playoff and season low in that first quarter. Blazers doing a good job of not allowing them to get the looks that they're accustomed to seeing. And also, you're starting to understand the importance of Coach David Thornton with the adjustments that he seems to make at the perfect times.
Smith, who's averaging 20 points per game in the playoffs, 24 points in game 1 of the finals. And that's his first point here in game 2. 13-point game. Jackson down the aisle. And a foul.
And that's a timely double team. However, you just don't want to do too much reach. You want to get that presence, get a swipe there, but you don't want to get too caught up in the reaching aspect, because of your presence there will force them to rush a little bit, and that can create a turnover in the passing lane or something of that nature. But a good, timely double team nonetheless. Good job by CJ to be strong with the basketball and draw a foul.
From the right side, Z Jones. Loose ball foul. A few of those so far in this game.
It's just night and day what Aubrey Daniels has brought to this team. The fight, the offensive prowess, and more importantly, the hustle and the intangibles. Given the circumstances, the Blazers are in great hands.
.440 to go in the second quarter. Turnaround jumper by Barnes put in. That's the guy they need to get going at 43 in game 1.
They need a lot more from Cyrus Barnes if they're going to win this game. He's relatively quiet as we see a nice rim run by the Blazers, drawing another foul. But Cyrus Barnes, like you mentioned, Jesse, he's going to have to be more impactful. He's going to have to get to his spot more. He's going to have to be overall more aggressive on the offensive side of the basketball. And on the defensive side, the Royals are going to have to do a better job of being stout, helping the helper, and building a culture that doesn't allow the Blazers to just run and attack the rim in a pace and magnitude they've done thus far.
Daniel inside, fouled. Couldn't put it in. And this is where it starts slowing down the game a little bit.
But once again, Aubrey Daniels is doing the correct thing. He sees the lane, he attacks it, he goes as far as the defense will let him, and the defense is letting him get right to the rim. So I don't know if you remember that video from Twitter where it's like how the security guards be at the clubs, where he's just like with the wand waving in, let anybody can go through. That's right now, that's the defense that we're getting from the Royals. They're letting anybody get to wherever they want to in this basketball game. That has to change if they plan on going on a run and overtaking this lead.
Daniels makes it a 12-point game again. Inside, Acevedo. Harriet towing the line. No, sir. Daniel the rebound.
Good possession by the Royals to get a good shot, but even better job by the Blazers defensively. Just look at the way they're able to rotate and help each other. That was incredible.
CJ underneath. Pabon fouled.
Pabon doing a good job of sticking with it, getting a second opportunity. But really, the Blazers, it's just night and day how intense they are on the defensive side of the basketball. Done a great job of just not allowing anything easy, and obviously doing an incredible job on the offensive end, getting to the free throw line, slowing the game down a little bit, but giving them a chance to build on that lead.
12-point game. Central Florida Blazers on top. If they win, we go to game 3 tomorrow. 10 a.m. tip-off in Orlando, Florida.
And the Blazers are doing everything they can to do just that. You see revitalized effort from Z Jones. He's really been turning it on. But from everything that's happened today, Jesse, I got to say, I was not expecting you to be mistaken for a statistician.
That's what surprised you today of everything.
That's probably the most surprising thing. And, you know, we'll save that for later. We'll table that topic. Stay tuned in the third quarter. We might get into it.
So early in the shot clock, threes taken here by the Lakeland Royals, and they're just not falling, Alvin.
Lid on the basket for sure from beyond the arc. But at some point, great take once again by the Blazers, getting seemingly all their buckets from the paint. And then if you stop that, they'll knock down their shots from beyond the arc. I feel like the Royals have to do a better job of doing just that. Get easier shots since their three-point shot's not going.
Williams kisses it off the glass for 2.
Williams does just that. Good job creating space and attacking, and most importantly, finishing.
Daniel outside. Pabon! Just off the backside of the rim. Mitchell. Just strong for Tyler Williams.
And that's a good job by Pabon getting back and forcing a difficult pass in general by Mitchell. That's what effort can do for you. You're not necessarily going to make every play, but you force the play to be that much more difficult, and you can also get good results.
Jackson turning the corner underneath. Gets his own rebound. The freight train wants to keep going. Fouled and made it, but he traveled. The whistle was a travel.
This might be the opportunity for the Royals to take over, but man, this Blazers defense has been stout.
Barnes up with the right hand, puts it in, and draws the foul.
Cyrus Barnes has really been the offensive leader in these playoffs, and to start to get them to their last victory last game. Relatively quiet to start this game. Now, I got a little nervous because the more you hype someone up as they shoot free throws, the more they seemingly smoke them. So love that Cyrus Barnes was able to get aggressive and get that and one.
Daniel gets right by Kemar Harriet. Ironically, they were both teammates on the Pride.
Exactly, and both of them trying to fight at it for the jewelry, for the hardware. Very interesting to see who's going to come out on top.
Acevedo to the outside, back up top. Barnes with a move to the right, spinning into the lane, lost it. Pabon takes that one away. CJ on a fast break, but he's 1 against 3. He should slow down maybe a little bit, but no, he decides I'm going to go all for it. And Mitchell the rebound. Going back the other way for the Royals. Acevedo setting his feet for 3. Got it! There's Gio. He's got 5. It's a 10-point game.
Gio doing a good job of setting his feet, knocking it down, and executing once again in that transition space. The Royals are going to have to do a good job of, continue to do a good job of putting themselves in situations like that, so it can be in that pseudo transition or fully transition. That's where they're thriving at their best. And letting Cyrus Barnes cook, but also Tyler Williams, he's coming to his own as well. But the Blazers, man, they've been doing an incredible job of just defensively building a tough culture, not allowing anything easy. But then with Aubrey Daniels, Z Jones, we got CJ as well. And also Huff, can't forget about Huff. What they've been able to do with this run is keep the pressure on the Royals, not allow them to get comfortable, but also on the defense, on the offensive side, when the Blazers are on offense, they attack them so relentlessly, it makes it hard for them to do what they're accustomed to doing on the offensive side.
Z Jones down at the line looking to extend. Minute 36 to go here in the second quarter. Z Jones putting both of those in. He's got 13 points.
Putting those Kyries to work. He's really doing his best Kyrie impersonation.
And the Lakeland Royals just having turnover troubles in this one. Huff fouled. in a 10-point game.
And this is where, for the Royals, you miss the presence of Coach David Thornton, because this is where a coach should be able to ring all these different personalities in, get them together, get them on a cohesive game plan, get them looking at the game through the same lens. But for the Blazers, they don't have this problem. Coach Stahl has his guys firing on all cylinders, has their intensity up, and has them humming, has them doing the things that they need to do to secure this victory, and it looks like they're going to do just that.
He gave it to the wrong team. He gave it to the wrong team. He keeping the score too. He gave the score to
So
the
now
wrong team.
we're having difficulties with the score.
55.
It should be 43-55.
So the score should be 55-43 is what they're correcting it to.
That's what I got. Okay.
Because we had the 2 free throws
Yeah,
on that.
exactly.
And at that point, it was 43-53.
43, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Minute 22 to go here in the second quarter. The last 5 minutes of the second quarter is probably taking 30 minutes real time.
Easily. And the fouls are one thing, because when you're drawing contact, those got to be called.
I love how Ryan Tunstall, the head coach for the Central Florida Blazers, every time they get a rebound, there's a shot put through by Barnes. I love how every time they get the Royals get a defense, he yells back.
Oh, you have to.
But it's like every time, which I love it. I love it.
Hey, Tyler Williams not going to keep running on Ryan, I'll tell you that.
It's like a blaring alarm.
Back. But you know what? They're responding. They're actually getting back.
I need to record it, put it as my ringtone.
Oh, you'll
my alarm clock.
You'll wake up in cold sweats.
Oh yeah. I feel like I gotta go to run 7 suicides.
David Goggins style.
Yeah.
That is intense. That would be intense. That'd be really intense.
Yeah.
I'd wake up and I'd just be like white knuckling the steering wheel, like just, to go get eggs from Walmart.
Yeah, literally. 59.7 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, a 10-point game.
I wonder who's gonna win this jump.
Daniel wins it. Pavon underneath, off Achavito last.
So another dead ball. Just trying to end the first half the correct way. Both teams trying to figure it out. And I know it's a little early to mention the GOAT's beard, but I got a whiff of something, and it wasn't sandalwood. And I almost shed a tear, because you know who would come in with that sandalwood fragrance?
Jer Bear.
Oh, man, you said it. You said it here first.
We missed Jer Bear.
Especially coming into that third with those recent
Best
sticks.
producer in the game. One of the best dudes in the world. Our producer, Jerry Pettit, could not be here with us today.
Our uncle.
Uncle Jer Bear. The man, the myth, the legend, the beard. Jerry Pettit. It's funny we just can't stop talking about him either.
Yeah.
And we don't plan to.
Nope. I never graduated the academy, and I don't plan on it either.
Yep.
He gives me all the certificates I need to go
Yeah,
further.
he does.
but
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
just don't graduate. You know what I mean? Just so I can stay around.
Yeah.
That's it.
Back.
And I don't know if everyone could hear on the cast, but that was the infamous back call by Coach Stahl.
Oh, yeah.
Great move.
That's 4 fouls on him. .8 seconds left to go. Cyrus Barnes shooting a technical. And he puts it in. 15 points for Cyrus Barnes. It's an 11-point game. So Pabon now has 4. Achavito from the outside, now inside. Barnes for 2.
Barnes doing a good job of coming alive, and his team needs it.
9-point game, 30 seconds left in the second. CJ up top at the left wing now, guarded by Williams. Surveying the floor. I love his patience. Williams gets a hand on it. Williams gets the steal and keeps it in bounds. And Williams hitting cruise control to the other side. Maybe a little bit of momentum going into the half here for the Lakeland Royals, who are trailing by 7, 10 seconds to go. Aubrey Daniel down the lane outside, a pump fake by Huff. He's in the corner for 3, got it! Knocks it down, dispels any momentum. Cyrus Barnes, no. And that'll do it for the first quarter of action, or excuse me, the first half of action. Turon Huff with 5 points, hits that one. It's a 10-point game, 60-50. One more half of basketball coming up today. Will we have to play tomorrow? We're gonna find out here in the 2022 FBA Championship. Game 2, second half up and coming.
Poly Wealth Management is an innovative provider of wealth management and financial planning services. For over 2 decades, our advisors have been providing clients with sound, professional, and unbiased financial advice, investment management, and wealth planning. Our philosophy has remained unchanged through the years, and that is to make what can be a complex process straightforward and easy to understand. We specialize in the creation and protection of wealth through comprehensive financial, insurance, and retirement planning.
Parents, are you facing struggles while teaching your kids how to tie their shoes? Do you avoid buying shoes with laces so you don't have to tackle this burden? We have the exact solution for you. TieMates, a how to tie your shoe kit developed by a pediatric speech therapist. TieMates unique laces are designed to help teach your child to tie shoes in a fun and easy way. We incorporate common themed pairs on our laces that are recognized by children everywhere. For example, dinosaurs, fossils, rainbows, and unicorns, just to name a few. Your child will not only use the kit to practice tying laces, but they will also have the bonus of transferring them to any pair of sneakers once they have mastered the skill. It helps your child become independent and building confidence while tying their own shoes. So, be done with the frustration of teaching this fine motor skill alone. Our kit comes with everything you need to instill confidence, development, and independence in your child. TieMates is a universal tool that can be used in any language and with any shoe tying method, which makes it perfect for classroom settings or learning at your own pace at home. Pediatric professionals, educators, and everyday parents all recommend TieMates as an excellent learning tool for children who want to learn to tie their shoes. So grab a kit, pick your favorite pair, and become part of the TieMates team today.
Holy cow, it's Nova Rex, the 80s legends.
I want the keto.
I want the double Diablo.
Cheddar bacon.
I'll take a double cheeseburger with extra cheese.
To go!
Here you go, boy. Hey guys, I play a little guitar myself. How about me joining the band? Show us what you got, man. What's up, dudes? What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's pretty good, but you need more hair.
But the Mooyah burgers were great. Mooyah burgers rock!
Back here on the floor for the second half of action in a 10-point game. Terrell Christian seeing his first few minutes here in the game for the Central Florida Blazers, who are up by 10. What do they have going for them in the first half?
Well, the Blazers they did a great job defensively, building that culture, sticking to it, not allowing them to get easy looks, and utilizing that to facilitate great rim runs, and that was in the transition. They started off with the transition, knocking down, really getting everything they wanted. They were able to get 2 toes in the paint, which means driving the ball, forcing defense to collapse, and then knocking down 3-point shots from that position. So they did a great job defensively, did a great job attacking transition, and then more importantly, did a good job of moving the basketball around and getting guys open looks.
It's a 10-point game. That one put through from the right side by Williams. 8-point game. Jones to the left block. Here's Christian's first few minutes. Inside, a good move by Daniel, and the finish with the left.
Seemingly unguardable. Daniel's been able to do whatever he wants on the offensive side. That time, no different.
Out of bounds. Back the other way.
And right now, it looks like the Royals have no juice. The Blazers doing a great job of starting strong, and that came off of the initial attack by Aubrey Daniels.
Jones on the near side. Trying to find his way around Smith. Jones lost it. Back the other way.
It's a good job getting a hand in there by the Royals, forcing that turnover there.
Williams for 3. No. Hershkovitz, the rebound. And he can't find it on the putback. Still a 10-point game. Christian outside to Pabon. Pabon's got to be careful. He's got 4 fouls so far in this game. Daniel creating some room. Daniel up top, swishes it through the net.
Now that pull-up, that's that KD shot over LeBron. That's a really tough look by Aubrey Daniels to knock that down.
Cyrus Barnes banging with the big fellas.
And I love that back and forth. Both guys, both teams knocking down shots from their respective areas. Love to see the game within the game being played, and now he's going to guard him on the defensive side.
10-point game, foul.
And this second half starting a little bit more lively for both teams, relatively even. Both squads getting 4 points within the time they've been allotted. Pabon getting a chance to hopefully open this game up a little bit more.
Pabon. (65-54) is the score. Here comes Z Jones to inbound from the near side. Daniel in the left corner. Up top, Pabon hits the tray ball from the outside.
Absolutely electric. Pabon has been knocking it down. He's been that X factor for him, hitting timely threes right there. No exception. Pabon knocking it down once again.
Natade stepped out of bounds.
And it looks like we're going to have more of the same of the first half, and it's going to be the Blazers on an onslaught, dominating culturally, dominating offensively, more importantly, dominating on the defensive side as well. Aubrey Daniels with the pressure there.
Daniel down low, inside, out of bounds.
Good job by Tyler Williams, having his head on a swivel, not allowing that backdoor to happen, getting his hand in there. That's a good job by the Royals initially.
Don't, listen, yo, 3 seconds. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got him. Let me do this. I got him.
9:37 to go. A 14-point game.
A lot of strong personalities in the gym.
Daniel, contested shot. Hershkovitz on the far side, now Barnes. Surveying. Underneath, and a foul.
Slowly starting to draw the team fouls up. The Royals doing everything they can to get a good look. This Blazers defense has been stout.
Daniel other side for 2 after the steal. Everything is going wrong for the Lakeland Royals.
Just gotta slow down, and right there, not properly getting an inbound in results in a turnover, an unforced turnover, and that's after a forced turnover. So not looking good for the Royals to start this money quarter, but the Blazers, man, they've been on fire. They ended the quarter strong, and now they're starting the second half even stronger, doing a good job of getting their guys to their spots, and more importantly, defensively, they're not allowing anything easy for the Royals.
Daniels inside for 2, and then another assist by Christian. Timeout, Lakeland Royals. Still 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. A lot of stoppage of action. Hoping that'll be a little bit more speedy coming out of the gate, out of the timeout.
In a world where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox, it's Elle's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
Hey there, sweet thing. I've been waiting for you all day long.
Ooh, yeah.
Back here for Game 2 of the FBA 2022 Finals. 72-54 game, Jesse O, Alvin Delvey. Alvin, we were just talking about it in the break. 3 minutes of game time turns into 20 minutes of real time. How does that happen?
Well, it really happens from the stoppage of play, what could be dead ball, different dead ball scenarios that we've seen. You know, ball dribbles up the foot, ball gets slapped out, situation like that. But then it also can happen when there's the technical difficulties and uncontrollable things of that nature, which is what happened as Tyler Williams gets an elite bucket in that mid-range area now, giving some life on this Royal sideline.
So Z Jones is off the mark there, and it's back the other way.
Really, the biggest difference you see in this game is just the culture right now. The Blazers have an immense sense of urgency, and they're showing it. They're really laying it all out on the line, not allowing anything easy for the Royals. And the Royals seem a little bit discombobulated, seem a little bit in disarray with the intensity that the Blazers brought.
So it was a jump ball. Won by the Royals. And Natade scored on his own basket. Wait, who does that get attributed to in the scorebook?
-2. That's rich.
I have to write down Natade. There's another one on the other side. Wow.
Ivan Smith gets a slam on his side the correct way. Wow. The crowd's in disarray. Scoreboard's in disarray. More importantly, we're in disarray.
Z Jones lost it.
It's a great job by Tyler Williams. I am still baffled, Jesse. Wow, the authority at which he slammed it too.
I haven't seen that in a professional basketball game
ever.
In a very long time.
Off the top, I want to say I've never seen it, but man, it definitely happened at some point.
At least I hope you're awake now.
Oh yeah, morning coffee is no longer needed.
Smith lost it, recovered by Hershkovitz. You really hate to see that.
Wow.
That's what happens when a team's down by 16. Inside. Oh, Smokey McPherson.
Smoked turkey bacon if you need it.
Oh, who is he passing to?
CJ.
Oh man, this is the ugliest basketball I've ever seen in my life, but the lay-in by C. Jackson is good.
You want to say Baxter, that's the problem.
Yeah, I was going to say CJ Baxter. We're calling football next week, Alvin. I can't wait.
And
I'm so excited.
Layup. Oh, I'm so excited. The smell of football.
Christian to Daniel. And we just can't make layups in the building, or we're making them on the wrong basket.
Yo, that was rich. That was rich. And you hear Coach Tistal telling him to slow it down. But as you mentioned, we're calling football next week. It's going to be exciting as fall comes. Perfect weather for football. Ambiance of football. None like it. Cedric drawing the foul.
I can't believe
he got it off the tip. And he said, "No one's checking me. Watch
You're
this."
still thinking about that.
Put that thing way back and rocked it. And the funniest part is you look, everyone's reaction. All you see is hands going up. Oh, bruh. That was funny. That was rich. Will they be able to recover?
Jackson inside, just a little bit strong.
And now we
an
get
18-point lead. Left side.
You see their possession looks a little bit rushed. It looks a little bit.
Williams has switched through the net.
Love that. Even though the possession looked a little bit rushed, the passes were a little hurried, Tyler Williams able to knock it down, being wide open as a result of all that ball movement. Love that for the Royals. Let's see if they can turn it up on the defensive side. Pabon getting a little Kevin Garnett.
Pabon, yeah.
That's that intensity, that effort. That's where he gets it from. The sheer passion that he plays the game with. Pabon knocking down multiple three-point shots early in this game. Timely effort plays defensively. He's feeling it.
Pabon, long two, just rims in.
Right on cue. Tells us hand down, man down, knocks the two.
Acevedo up top. Now Mitchell, left corner. Harriet. Now Jackson back the other way to Christian, who recovers. Christian inside, off balance. Clanked it right.
He's been smoking layups.
Absolute. Only you can prevent forest fires, but Acevedo puts it in on the other side.
Missed layup on one end, basketball rules apply. You get a nice rim run by Acevedo on the other end. Good job finishing.
Christian, that time is good.
Broadcaster's curse, he had to rectify it. Doing a good job of finishing in traffic.
17-point game, 5 minutes to go in the third.
And here's where you want to see Ivan get more aggressive. He's elite for them defensively.
He's got 1 point in this game.
And that's where they're losing a significant amount of points.
That one will not fall. And we're back the other way. A foul, and there's the bank in by Christian.
That's how you make up for a couple of missed layups. You get a layup and then an and one opportunity. Christian doing a good job of running and sticking with it. Finally getting them to drop. Going back to your point that you made earlier, Ivan having 1 point is huge for them in this game because he dropped 24 in their last one. They really come to lean on him for his offensive prowess and ability to get to wherever he wants on the court. And from that aggression, typically the defense will collapse and you see that ball movement start to be a factor. Guys getting wide open, as we've seen that Tyler Williams three. But for the Royals offense, really nothing dropping from beyond the arc consistently. I believe that led to the drop that we've seen.
From the left side, that one off the mark.
It's really funny because Natade, he played incredible in their last game. He's playing well in this one, but everybody, all my athletes know, there's always that play that when you get into film room, your stomach just gets all hot. Your chest, your thoracic region just feels like a furnace. And we all know what play that's going to be for Natade.
Acevedo puts that one in.
Acevedo stepping into his own now. You see him get a rim run earlier right there, getting to the spot, knocking it down from the mid-range. And now he's playing stout defense on one of the tougher covers for the Blazers.
Z Jones, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who thinks I'm a scorekeeper, has 15.
Hey, you kept that score. Z Jones.
Well, no, I don't have live stats here, so I'm trying to keep as good of a score as I can. That one hit from the outside by Gio.
Love that. Back and forth we go. Z Jones wants the ball back. You can see it.
Jackson. CJ dancing out beyond the arc. Now inside, throws it up, fouled, but it was an offensive one.
And right there on that possession, because the boss ball rules weren't followed, you see a guy hot getting a bucket in Z Jones and his man follows the three ball of his own. You play through Z Jones. He's hot, he's making proper decisions, and you get that little game within the game. You want Z Jones to get that opportunity, but unfortunately, an offensive foul, turnover for the Blazers.
And a timeout on the floor, 68 for the Lakeland Royals and 84 for the Central Florida Blazers.
Poly Wealth Management is an innovative provider of wealth management and financial planning services. For over 2 decades, our advisors have been providing clients with sound, professional, and unbiased financial advice, investment management, and wealth planning. Our philosophy has remained unchanged through the years, and that is to make what can be a complex process straightforward and easy to understand. We specialize in the creation and protection of wealth through comprehensive financial, insurance, and retirement planning.
(84-68) is the score. 3 minutes 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Talk about the inability to win on your home court. That's what we've seen thus far in these finals. Makes it interesting.
Going into game 3 tomorrow, if there is one.
Obviously, there's plenty of time, but you just
there's plenty of time.
Can't help to start pondering these things because the Blazers seemingly have it all figured out.
Game 3, if necessary, is tomorrow, 10 a.m. tip-off.
Get your coffee, get your hot cakes, get your honey or syrup if you're.
I'm gonna shotgun a Monster.
Okay, Jerry.
Or Red Bull.
Jerry Jr.
That's what he would do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Jackson down the coast.
That's a bucket. Great contest by Ivan, but even better job by Jackson to finish. Jackson getting into his bag a little bit. Just the 180 we've seen from the intensity by the Blazers. Just uncanny. Now they have a real comfortable lead.
Williams inside. Left and short. Daniel the rebound. Please don't call a foul here. Oh. Knew it was coming.
As soon as you said something.
Knew it was coming.
Whistle was out.
Well, that's why I had to say it out loud, because I knew it was coming.
Whistle was out and it was wet. You got to wet the whistle before you get that call out.
Jones. To the right side. Jackson up top to Jones. And Jackson trying to flick it in. His second chance is a foul.
That's a good two-man game by Z Jones and CJ right there. Jackson obviously wanted that ISO. He wanted Cyrus. He saw what he liked in the post. The post was relatively hollowed out, so he wanted it to maneuver and get to that lane. Z Jones recognized it. Nice two-man game, gets Jackson to another trip to the free throw line. Elite guard play from the Blazers.
Jackson for one. Jackson for two. We resorted to counting principles here.
Yep. You learned that in the
20-point game, Alvin.
orientation at Jerry Bear Academy, but sometimes you gotta go back to it.
Acevedo underneath. And he gives it right to Jones. Jones ahead, and Christian all the way down the line.
That's how you execute a fast break play. Z Jones with the outlook that throws it out, looking like Lamar Jackson, and you get a good finish by Christian. Great execution by the Blazers.
Off the front side of the rim, Williams again, up top. Ivan Smith still hunting for his first field goal of the game. From the left side, here's Dylan Victor. The 6'9" frame passes out to Daniel. Christian. And here's Barnes now, back the other way. And that one put through by Barnes.
Good job by Barnes, getting something to drop.
.20 game, 90-70. A minute and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. From the left side, three on the way. Hershkovitz rebound. Barnes got a 2-on-1. And that one is good. 50 seconds to go here in the third. As Z Jones brings it across the half-court line. Jones to the left side, steps back. Just off the backside of the rim. He's all around the rim, though. Here he is again. Right side, and the finish. All around the rim, Alvin.
It's the effort and the intensity on the offensive side.
Under 30 seconds to play. Bradley Christian inside. Cut off by Gio Acevedo. And he stepped out. Looks like the Royals have no life.
No life whatsoever. They just come from a funeral. There's just no energy. They have no, and it's not that they have no energy, it's just that the Blazers, the level that they ratcheted their intensity up to, you see guys getting a shot up, hustling back, getting a rebound, like we saw in that Z Jones possession. If you can't match that, you're gonna have to play exquisitely well offensively, or you're gonna have to create turnovers or something. You can't allow that to happen.
10 seconds to go. Here's Christian up top. Central Florida Blazers will get the last shot. Right side, catch and shoot, Daniel. Off the backside of the rim. Smith, desperation heave. 20-point game after 3 quarters of action. One more. up and coming.
At Envy Labs, we build web applications that start with an idea. They move through strategy and need an outside eye ahead of wireframes and technical specifications. There's design and layout and functionality, but there's also performance, things like accessibility and data visualization. It all comes together for what ultimately is a successful launch. Over the past decade, Envy Labs has built platforms that pair things like data and sports or environmental science. We've built technical training platforms around data science and around network administration, and we've bootstrapped and sold our own product. We are a temporary CTO and an outside specialist in strategy, design, and development. It takes a lot to go from idea to launched web application, but it's all right there in our name. Reach out to hello@envylabs.com and let's take a look at your idea together.
Back here on the floor for the final quarter of action in a 20-point blowout. Alvin, is there any chance the Lakeland Royals can get back into this one?
Yeah, so basically if there's a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, all the eclipses, but really, all in all it is just intensity. You have to pay attention to detail. They're not doing a good job of stopping the Blazers on their attack, and that's on 3 levels. They're getting to the rim, they're getting to the arc, and they're getting to the strike. And then on the offensive side, they have to get more comfortable looks. They have to do a better job of getting guys in their spots and executing in transition.
Ivan Smith is just off the mark today, but Hershkovitz gives him some help.
And right now, the roles are completely reversed. The same way we've seen the Blazers give up on certain possessions is ominous with the body language we see from the Royals.
Jackson. Up top to the left side, Pavone. Trapped, left side. He goes out.
So it was already expired.
That's a good job by the Royals. So to force a shot clock violation, little.
One day, you know, we're going to be in arenas with the shot clocks up.
The Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And on the top of the goals.
Hershkovitz puts that one in. Pavone.
A rare miss from him. He's been absolutely flame-throwing in this game. Contested, uncontested, doesn't matter. Pavone for 3, right there.
So Lindell Brave will come out. Z Jones is back in.
That's a problem for the Royals. They have had no answer for Z Jones.
Barnes up top. Swishes that one through the net. The fans for the Royals still going though. Barnes is 25, Alvin.
And this game is not too far.
No.
It's only 4-point discrepancy, so still have
Jones missed that one. Barnes back the other way. They give off Williams. Backside, Barnes with the save. Barnes inside, knocked away. Ivan Smith still missing. Pabone, and the huge block by Natade. Ahead to Smith. Smith will try again. And he's still looking for his makes.
We got to go back to that effort by Natade to get it off the top for Fabone. That's an incredible block leading to some opportunities there. It seems like they got some juice into him. Nice little injection from the sideline.
(92-78). 9 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Game's not too far off. Let's see if Smith can make a couple of free throws. All it takes is one, Alvin.
All it takes is one. Typically when you see, especially as a skilled guy and a person who relies on jump shooting and things of that nature, confidence, you see one go in, especially on a night where you're struggling, that could do the world of difference for you. You know you got a couple off of you. You can't play any worse than you already have, so now let's go up from here. That's the mindset coming into a free throw possession, especially when you've been struggling.
Well, it's a 12-point game. Jackson inside, off to the left, Natade the rebound. More life for this Lakeland Royals team, Natade. Very crafty with it, almost lost that a few times. Williams up and under for two.
Point guard Natade, how about that? Trying to get the ball up, but because the defense of the Blazers was able to facilitate an awesome possession.
Ball's loose, recovered by Williams. Smith from the right side for three, boom! 7-point game. Once it rains, it pours. Smith had 3 points up until that point. Hit a couple free throws, hit a three, 7-point game, 6 points for Ivan Smith. Timeout on the floor, 9 minutes, 1 second left to go in the fourth quarter.
Poly Wealth Management is an innovative provider of wealth management and financial planning services. For over 2 decades, our advisors have been providing clients with sound, professional, and unbiased financial advice, investment management, and wealth planning. Our philosophy has remained unchanged through the years, and that is to make what can be a complex process straightforward and easy to understand. We specialize in the creation and protection of wealth through comprehensive financial, insurance, and retirement planning.
We are back here on the floor for actually a really good game, Alvin.
Yeah, it's really been incredible. Both teams
turned up a notch.
Yeah, turning it up, figuring it out, and the Royals have had a nice dose of life as the jury angles in front of both of these teams today.
Jones to the left side. Jackson for two.
That's a big boy bucket. Gets to the spot, real patient with it, real poised under pressure. Finishes strong. Cedric Jackson with another bucket.
Barnes puts that one in.
Once again, the skill on the court is uncanny. Barnes showing you his bag.
7-point game. Underneath, just a little bit strong for Jackson.
Right there, Jackson wanted to lob with the size advantage in that possession. Jones unable to do this.
Smith! There's the magic we're used to seeing. All of a sudden, Ivan Smith comes alive.
The body control that man possesses, he wears those Kyries for a reason. Very Kyrie-esque finish, and he gets the bucket, spurring them on a continued run, one that we haven't seen this game.
Daniel spinning inside, bricked it left. Another one. Wow, Smokey the Bear's having a great time today. Right side, Williams fouled.
Messy possession. We have a couple of guys shaking up on that collision. But once again, we're seeing the stars start to shine for the Royals. The Blazers not running out of gas. However, Royals rather stepping their play up to match their intensity.
How many timeouts do I have left?
It was all Blazers early on in this game, like you mentioned. They came out hot, ended the quarters hot, started their quarters hot. Royals finally trying to break that barrier, cross over that threshold, and solidify this victory, hoisting up the FBA championship.
Williams from the line, averaging 11.5 points per game in the playoffs here. And he's got 24.
Williams doing his job offensively for sure. He's done a great job defensively as well, picking up the assignment here against Cypress.
Inside, bricked it short. Smith back the other way, full steam ahead. Smith flipping it in. It's a 2-point game. Ivan Smith just like that with 10 points.
Ivan Smith just turns up when the pressure's on. There's certain guys you want to hear Fox, so Ivan Smith is proven to be one of those guys.
Coming into the quarter, Ivan Smith had 1 point.
1 point. We were talking about how he has to be more aggressive, and then he did just that all in the fourth quarter. Defensively, he's been doing an incredible job, but then offensively, man, he's turned it on. A little bit of back and forth between both of these teams. Everyone understands how important this moment is, especially as the Royals chipped into this lead. Blazers trying to find a way to get their lead back under control and get some confidence, find something they could latch onto and go from there to ride this quarter out.
It's a 2-point game. This call could be pivotal if they side out, or if he was a gather, or if it was be shooting. So here's the inbound to Daniel. Daniel inside, Christian underneath, missed it all. Smith, a jab step, inside, a chance to tie. Hershkovitz knocked away. Other side, Huff. Goaltend regardless, but it went in.
That was an absolute highlight block by Aubrey Daniels on that one. To not allow Natade to get that up and in and allow to spur that run. What a play by the Blazers.
Here's Smith. Spinning inside, fading away. In a 4-point game, you got to make a few.
Oh, this is incredible. You got the crowd involved. You feel like this is a championship game.
Z Jones to the right side. Had that one tipped away. Williams in a 3-on-1. Back to Williams. And we're back to a 2-point game. Other side, foul and a make for Christian.
Christian, let me tell you about this guy. So he comes off of a miss, doesn't let that deter his focus, comes back with an and one. He's done that twice. Earlier in the third quarter, in the money quarter, he had an and one after a missed layup. And in this one, he gets another and one after another missed layup. So Christian does a great job of bouncing back from adversity. He handled adversity very well, and he has an opportunity to push this lead a little bit farther for the Blazers.
5:53 to go. We're halfway through the fourth quarter. Timeout on the floor by the Lakeland Royals. 98-94 the score. Lakeland on a little bit of a momentum run, but the Blazers have a chance for a few free throws when we come back.
In a world where one girl goes on endless adventures, gives you unbelievable toy unboxings, does insane food challenges, and plays way too much Roblox. It's L's Adventures. Subscribe now. Do it. Why not?
Back here on the floor for 2 free throws. Or excuse me, 1 free throw. He made the shot, so 1 free throw. Christian to the line for a chance to make it a 5-point game.
Christian +1. He always has his +1.
Terrell Christian with 7 points.
Oh, there was a spider on me just now.
Here's Natade. And a travel.
There's plenty of time as the clock winds down in this game, as the intensity ratchets up. Unforced turnovers like that are very hard to stomach as the game gets tougher.
Back the other way. Barnes. And a block down low by Christian. Other side, Jackson for 2. Inside, ball is loose. Hershkovitz ahead of the pack. Natade, left side, blocking foul.
We got to go back a couple of possessions and talk about that block by Christian. He's become the X factor for this Blazer team. He's been incredible, finishing tough shots and then going back on the other end and getting a huge block. That's championship effort by Christian. He's definitely putting his fingerprints all over this basketball game.
So here's Natade now to the line to shoot 2. Gotta bring this a few more points closer. Still a lot of time left to go in the game, Alvin. 5:14 to go.
Saran! Get the shooter. Don't step in and get the shooter. Now watch this step right here.
Love Ryan Tunstall.
He wears his heart on his sleeve and a very vocal coach, which is what you want. You want to know what your expectations are. And you want to know his vision so you could make sure you're doing your job the correct way, in a way that benefits the team as a whole.
All that time in between free throws has got to mess a free throw shooter up, right? What?
You plan on it not affecting you as an athlete. You want to make sure you work on your game. You do different things to make sure that you're trained for that. But however, it does. It does impact your free throws if you don't train for it.
Ice Trey hits 2 of them.
Ice Trey the gang.
5-point game. Ball's loose. Smith back the other way. Had that one taken away by Huff. Huff now inside. Christian, the floater, puts it in.
Blazers doing a good job of going on a run of their own, and it starts once again from their defensive intensity.
Back the other way. Natade falls down with it, and it's going to be a jump.
And after that timeout, from that initial run that we've seen by Lakeland, the Blazers have been all over them. Hyenas over a gazelle type ordeal, and the Royals have not figured out how to withstand that.
103-96. 4.5 minutes to go in regulation. Game 2
of the FBA Finals. Best of 3 series. Christian and Atade. And Christian comes away with that one. 96-103 is the score. Inside, CJ. Christian the rebound, Christian the putback.
Christian's your classic clutch player. He makes big plays in big moments. Right there is another one.
Hershkovitz, no. Lead back to 9 for the Lakeland Royals.
Right there, referee timeout, making sure the athletes stay safe with dry floor, obviously, and Atade diving on the ground. There needs to be time set aside to wipe that down, and we'll definitely take that time to acknowledge the fact that this is typically the moment where Coach Thornton will use his mastermind, his genius ability to get guys open and reinstall the culture that we've been accustomed to seeing on the defensive side. Right now, the Royals are scrambling and the Blazers are rolling.
Jones to the left. Jackson. Few dribbles in on Smith. Lost that one. Williams ahead to Hershkovitz. Hershkovitz up with the left hand and puts it in. 7-point game. 3.5 minutes to go in the 4th.
You can't draw a script this good even on 2K.
Jones crashing towards the basket, and a miraculous acrobatic shot sunk by Jones.
Incredible job by Z Jones. He's been a leader for 4 quarters in this game. Man, love to see him getting in this bag and getting the bucket late for his team.
Z Jones, the 31-year-old at the line. 20 points for Z Jones. Played some time in China for Heavy. Now here he is playing for another contract with the Lakeland Royals and some time after, or excuse me, for the Central Florida Blazers. And time after, Barnes for 2.
And right now, Barnes doing a good job of getting that bucket to drop, but as these two teams go back and forth to trade buckets, that's only playing in favor of the Blazers. The Blazers just tit-for-tat game going. Royals obviously need to get a couple stops.
8-point game. Jackson tipped around. Ball's loose. Barnes back the other way.
That's a travel.
Up, fouled, and made the shot. Chance at a 3-point play.
It's a big-time play, especially seemingly like he was going to lose it when he initially was taking control of the basketball. But obviously, execution in transition has been the key to this game. We've seen momentum shifts happen primarily because of that transition offense, or lack thereof.
Royals might be working on free throws next practice.
100%.
108-102 is the score. Cyrus Barnes with 31 points for the Lakeland Royals. Inside, Jones, and a block by Barnes. Barnes stepping up. Smith inside! Flight 1 cleared for landing.
Jesse, I look around the crowd, all I see is head taps. Ivan Smith just caught a body.
Clock stops at the 2. Clock's on 2.
Here's Huff. Kickball.
What a play.
Here's the ringer, Marcus Pabon. Comes back in for Huff.
The ringer.
The ringer.
X Factor, love that.
Yep. 4-point game, 2 minutes left in regulation. Daniel inbounds on the far side. CJ backing in on Smith. CJ missed it. Strong on the left side of the basket. Williams inside. Barnes underneath. 2-point game.
Zesty pass, saucy finish. Lakeland Royals are going on a run.
Central Florida takes a timeout. The lead has been cut to 2 for the Lakeland Royals. Under 2 minutes left to go. Who's going to pull this one out? Does Lakeland win their first FBA championship, or do the Central Florida Blazers extend the series? We'll find out in just a sec.
Fries and shakes Oviedo Mall. Best burger you'll ever eat. It's worth the drive.
It's a 2-point game, 108 to 106, under 2 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. For the Central Florida Blazers, they're going to rock with CJ, Christian, Pavone, Jones, and Daniel. And for the Royals, Barnes, Natade, Williams, Smith, and Hershkovitz down low.
Both of these lineups are in the positive in their plus and minus ratio here.
Christian gets by Hershkovitz, knocked away by Smith. Christian recovers. Now inside. The bank is not open right now, but a shot put through. There's a plethora of people over there trying to grab that one.
Always a dangerous game for the defense, playing the tip drill by the rim. Right there, the Blazers get it to drop.
Barnes back to a 2-point game. .130 left to go in the fourth quarter in a 2-point game. 110 to 108. Jones down the aisle. Now Daniel met right there by Cyrus Barnes, but a foul.
Very wise decision by Aubrey Daniels. Being aggressive, especially this late in the close, tight-knit game. You want to be downhill, you want to be controlled, and you want to get trips to the free throw line. Aubrey Daniels doing a great job of that.
Daniel with 19, and now a 3-point lead.
Blazers have done a good job of just staying on top of this lead, no matter how close it got.
It's a 3-point game. Smith, a good move inside. Hershkovitz fouled as he was going downhill.
What a move by Ivan Smith, spinning him around. We're seeing some skill here on this court.
So now you're going to hope that Hershkovitz can make a few free throws.
Hershkovitz has been so aggressive on the glass and deterring shots and doing his best to limit Pabon and what he can do on the court. But obviously, speaking of Pabon, he's been lights out from beyond the arc. Struggled a little bit. Not necessarily struggled, but got a little quiet, simmered down as this fourth quarter got on, as the shots became more restricted. Huge impact nonetheless.
Hershkovitz, no.
Free throws are always tough, Jesse, but late game free throws, something about them.
Yeah. Those ones hit hard. Hershkovitz missed both of them. Yikes.
You hate to see that.
So the clock ticks down under 1 minute. Z Jones, right side, all the way in. And a foul.
Once again, great job with the proper ideology. Get downhill against a team that's been reeling against that initial penetration.
Hey, know who got who back there?
Z Jones has played a lot of professional basketball. 31 years of age, been playing for a while. His last contract was in China.
And what that does for you playing in a China league, it allows you to become so poised. You see so many different looks that their opponent collector knocks it down.
Smith lost it. Ahead of the pack is Daniel. And it's going the other way. So here's Barnes now, 38 seconds left to go. Barnes inside, almost lost his footing and puts it in. Cyrus Barnes with 37 points. Timeout Royals with 32 seconds left in the game.
I done played in 10,000 games.
Hey, that sweet thing. I've been waiting for you all day long.
Ooh, dog. Shot clock gets low again, do that horn again. Like right if we get that all the way down, you know what I'm saying? If we get to 0, like make sure we know what explain.
All right, 32.6 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 113 to 110. Both teams in the bonus here, which is the most important thing to note. C. Jones up top, taking his time. They're going to trap him out on the far wing. Daniels pressuring the ball up top. Jackson's wide open down low on the block, and a foul.
Z. Jones really shows his veteran status and his in-game ability to be a menace to opposers. Right there, so difficult to trap, not allowing them to get their hook set on that trap, not allowing them to get their hips locked, continuously moving, continuously being strong with the basketball, not staying in the same place. Excellent job handling the trap by Z. Jones. That is what you want out of your point guard.
Jones. Clutch.
Pushes it slightly out of reach with making it a 2-possession game. But there's plenty of time, as Tracy McGrady.
Now it's definitely a 2-possession game. Cyrus Barnes from downtown. No. Z Jones can hold this one out. And now Daniel will wind this one out. We're going to game 3 tomorrow. 10 a.m. is the opening tip-off. 115 to 110 is the score. Alvin, your player of the game.
My player of the game has to be Aubrey Daniels. He was incredible for the entirety of this game, and really it seemed like his impact, his effort, his intensity really made a difference. But then honorable mention has to be Z Jones. The way he turned his game around and made plays, especially down the stretch of this game, was incredible. Blazers played very well. Babone knocked down a plethora of shots from beyond the arc, giving them a spurs. Cedric Jackson also played very well, but I have to give my hats off to Aubrey Daniels.
115 to 110, the final score here. We'll join you tomorrow, 10 a.m. In Orlando, Florida. Game 3 of the finals. Up and coming. We'll see you tomorrow.